3 months passed. The jungle no longer felt like a prison. It felt like home. Vel walked through the trees with confidence now. He knew which plants were safe to touch and which would burn his skin. He knew where the water was clean and where it was full of parasites. He knew the sounds of the animals. Which ones were harmless? Which ones were dangerous? Which ones were dinner? Hannah had taught him everything, just like her grandfather had taught her. Today, they were sitting by the river. The water sparkled in the sunlight. Fish swam beneath the surface. Strange fish with too many fins and eyes that glowed in the dark. Vel had caught one yesterday. Hannah had shown him how to cook it safely. It had tasted good. "I have been thinking," Vel said. He was drawing in the sand with a stick. Lines and circles and shapes that meant nothing. "About what?" Hannah asked. She was sharpening her knife on a flat rock. The sound was steady and calm. "About your people. About humans." Hannah looked up. She waited. "When I first met humans, I did not understand them," Vel continued. "My people have known about your species for only a few hundred years. In that time, you have spread across the galaxy like a fire. You have colonies on worlds where nothing should live. You have ships everywhere. You have power that takes other species millions of years to build. You did it in a few thousand." He stopped drawing. He looked at her. "I always wondered how. My teacher said it was because you breed fast. Because you fight wars. Because you take what you want. But that is not the real reason, is it?" Hannah set down her knife. She turned to face him fully. "What do you think the real reason is?" Vel thought carefully. He wanted to say it right. "The real reason is that you do not die. Not easily. Not like other species. You adapt. You change. You find a way. No matter what the universe throws at you, you survive." He gestured at the jungle around them. "This planet was supposed to kill us. Every report said so. Every scientist agreed. Nothing here is safe to eat. The water is poison. The air has dangerous particles. The creatures are deadly. We should have died in the first week." He looked at Hannah. "But we did not die. Because of you. Because you knew things that no computer could teach. Old things. Human things. You took a planet of death and made it into a garden." Hannah was quiet. She looked at the river. At the fish swimming beneath the surface. At the trees that stretched toward the sky. "My grandfather used to say something," she said finally. "He said that humans are not special because we are strong or smart or fast. We are special because we refuse to accept death. Even when it is standing right in front of us, we spit in its face and keep walking." She picked up her knife again. She looked at her reflection in the blade. He survived a war that killed millions. He walked through jungles that were full of enemies. He ate bugs and roots and things that would make you sick just to look at. And he lived. He lived because he would not let himself die. She turned the knife in her hand. "That is what I learned from him. Not how to cook meat or start fires or track animals. Those are just skills. What he really taught me was how to want to live. How to fight for every breath. How to never ever give up." Vel nodded slowly. He understood now. He really understood. "That is why humans conquered the stars," he said. "Not because you wanted to. Because you had to. Because sitting still and waiting to die was not an option for you. You had to keep moving. Keep growing. Keep surviving." Hannah smiled. That old smile. That dangerous smile. But now Vel was not scared of it. Now he knew what it meant. It meant hope. "Do you know what my grandfather said the day before he died?" Hannah asked. Vel shook his head. He was very old. Over 100 years. His body was failing. His eyes could not see anymore. His hands could not hold things. but his mind was still sharp. Still fighting, she closed her eyes, remembering. He called me to his bed. He took my hand, and he said, "Hannah, I have lived a good life. I have seen things that most people never see. I have done things that most people never do. And when death finally came for me, I made him wait. I made him wait for 100 years. That is a victory. That is what it means to be human." She opened her eyes. They were wet. He died that night, peacefully, with a smile on his face, because he knew that he had won. He had lived his life on his own terms, and no one, not even death itself, had taken that from him. Vel felt something in his chest, something warm, something he had never felt before. When thinking about humans. Respect. Double quotes. Your grandfather was a great man, he said. Yes, he was. Hannah wiped her eyes. And now I carry what he taught me. I pass it on. To you. To anyone who needs it. That is how humans survive. Not alone. Together. Teaching each other. Helping each other. She stood up. She stretched her arms above her head. The sun was getting low. Soon it would be dark again. "Come on," she said. "We need to check the traps before night. I think we caught something big today." Vel stood up. His legs were strong now. The pain was gone. He could walk for hours without rest. He had changed. This planet had changed him. Hannah had changed him. They walked into the jungle together. Partner and partner. Hunter and hunter. Survivor and survivor. The creatures of the jungle watched them pass. The ones with many legs and the ones with many eyes. The ones with poison in their teeth and the ones with armor on their backs. They had learned to fear these two. The gray alien with 4 eyes. And the small human female who had eaten one of their own. They did not attack anymore. They just watched. And waited. And stayed away. At the trap site, Hannah was right. Something big had been caught. Another Nexer beast. This one was even larger than the first. Its 6 legs had been caught in the rope snare. It was tired from struggling. It looked at them with its black eyes. It knew what was coming. Hannah approached it slowly. She had her spear ready. "Thank you," she said to the creature. "For your life. For your meat, for your bones." Then she struck. Quick and clean. The creature died fast. It did not suffer. Vel had seen her do this many times now. The first time, it had shocked him. Now, he understood. It was not cruelty. It was respect. Hannah valued life. All life. Even the life she had to take to survive. They worked together to drag the beast back to camp. It was heavy. It took a long time, but they did not complain. They were alive. That was all that mattered. That night, as the meat cooked over the fire, Vel asked one last question. "Hannah, do you think we will ever be rescued? Do you think anyone will find us?" Hannah turned the meat on the fire. She thought about it. Maybe, someday, a ship might pass by. A signal might reach someone. It could take years. It could take decades. It could never happen at all. She looked at him. But it does not matter. If they come, good. We will go home. If they do not come, also good. We will build a home here. Either way, we survive. Either way, we win. She pulled a piece of meat off the fire. She blew on it to cool it down. Then she took a bite. "My grandpa taught me that trick," she said with her mouth full. The trick of not waiting to be saved. The trick of saving yourself. Vel laughed. It was a strange sound in the jungle. His species did not laugh often. But being around Hannah had changed that too. "I am glad I crashed with you," he said. "If I had to be stuck on a death planet with anyone, I am glad it was a human." Hannah grinned. That wild, dangerous, beautiful grin. "Me too, Vel, Me too. The fire burned. The stars came out, and two survivors ate their meal in silence, watched by a jungle that had tried to kill them and failed. Somewhere across the universe, there might be creatures afraid of what lives in the dark. Humans were not those creatures. Humans were what lived in the dark, and they were hungry. Vel could not stop watching. His four eyes followed every movement Hana made. She was eating the creature, really eating it. Not small bites, not careful nibbles. She was tearing into the meat like she had not eaten in weeks. Blue juice ran down her chin. She wiped it away with the back of her hand. She did not care about being clean. She cared about filling her stomach. Slow down, Vel said. He was worried. What if the poison works slowly? What if it takes time to hurt you? Hana stopped chewing. She looked at him. Then she swallowed. If the poison was going to kill me, I would feel it by now, she said. My stomach would hurt. My head would spin. My heart would beat too fast. I feel none of those things. She picked up another piece of meat. I feel strong, she continued. This meat is good. Full of protein. Full of fat. My body needed this. She bit into the meat. Her teeth cut through it easily. The fire had made it soft, tender, easy to eat. Vel watched her eat piece after piece. The pile of cooked meat grew smaller. The pile of bones grew larger. Hana ate everything that was edible. She wasted nothing. When she reached the bones, she did not stop. She picked one up and looked at it. Then she put one end in her mouth and bit down. The bone cracked. Inside, there was something soft and pink. Marrow, Hana said. The best part. She sucked the marrow out of the bone. Her eyes closed. She made a sound of pleasure. Vel's stomach made a loud noise. He was so hungry. The smell of the cooked meat was driving him crazy. But he was still scared. His species was different from humans. What if the food was safe for her, but poison for him? Hana seemed to read his thoughts. She picked up a small piece of meat and held it out to him. Try it, she said. Vel shook his head. I cannot. My body is not like yours. What is safe for you might kill me. Hana thought about this. She nodded slowly. You are right, she said. I do not know how your body works. I do not know what you can eat and what you cannot. She set the meat down. Then she looked at him with kind eyes. But I know one thing. If you do not eat, you will die for certain. If you eat this, you might die. Might is better than certain. Vel looked at the meat. It smelled so good. His body was screaming at him. Eat, eat, eat. But his mind was full of fear. My people have a saying, Hana said. It is better to die trying than to die waiting. She picked up the meat again. She held it closer to him. I am still alive, she said. I have eaten more than you ever would. If there was poison left, I would be dead by now. The meat is safe. Vel looked at her. She was covered in blue blood. Her hair was messy. Her clothes were torn. She looked wild. She looked dangerous. She looked human, but she was also his friend. And she had never lied to him before. He reached out. His long gray fingers wrapped around the piece of meat. It was warm. It was soft. It smelled like food. He brought it to his mouth. His four eyes closed. He took a bite. The taste was strange. Different from anything he had eaten before. It was rich and heavy. It filled his mouth with flavor. His body responded immediately. Yes, it said. This is what you need. This is life. He chewed. He swallowed. He waited. Nothing bad happened. He took another bite. Then another. Then another. Soon, he was eating just as fast as Hana had thought. Hana watched him. She was smiling. Not that dangerous smile from before. A real smile. A happy smile. Good, right? She said. Vel could not answer. His mouth was too full. He just nodded. They ate together. The fire burned low. The jungle sounds grew quiet. Even the creatures that had been watching them seemed to know that something important was happening. Hannah reached for more bones. She cracked each one and sucked out the marrow. She showed Vel how to do it. His teeth were not as strong as hers, but he found a way. He used a rock to break the bones open. Then he scooped out the marrow with his fingers. This is what saved my people, Hannah said. She was looking at the fire now. Her face was soft in the orange light. Long ago, before we had ships or tools or anything, we were weak. Smaller than the other animals. Slower, too. No claws, no fangs, no armor. Vel listened. He had never heard a human talk about their past like this. The other animals hunted us, Hannah continued. We were prey, but we had one advantage. We could eat things they could not. We could digest things they could not. And when they killed something and ate the meat, they left the bones behind. She held up a cracked bone. The marrow was gone. Just a hollow shell remained. We ate those bones. The marrow inside them kept us alive. While the big predators starved because they could not find enough meat, we survived on scraps, on leftovers, on things no one else wanted. She threw the bone into the fire. It crackled and popped. That is what humans are, she said. Survivors. We eat what we have to eat. We do what we have to do. And we never ever give up. Vel looked at her. He saw her differently now. Before, she had been his partner, his co-worker, just another person he traveled with. Now, she was something else. Something older. Something stronger. Your grandfather taught you all this? He asked. Hannah nodded. He taught me everything. How to hunt, how to track, how to kill, how to prepare meat, how to find water, how to build shelter. He said the universe was dangerous, and I needed to be ready. She looked at the stars above them. Strange stars. Far from home. He was right, she said quietly. They sat in silence for a while. The fire was almost out now. Just red embers glowing in the darkness. The meat was gone. The bones were empty. Their stomachs were full. Vel felt different. He felt stronger. The pain in his legs was still there, but it seemed smaller now. The fear in his heart was still there, but it was quieter. He had eaten death and lived. What do we do now? He asked. Hannah lay back on the ground. She put her hands behind her head. She looked up at the sky. Now we rest, she said. Tomorrow, I will teach you to hunt. We will need more food. And we need to find water. Clean water. How will we find clean water? You said everything on this planet might be poison. Hannah smiled. There are ways. My grandfather taught me those too. Vel lay down next to her. The ground was hard and cold, but he did not care. He was alive. That was enough, Hannah? He said, yes? Thank you. For not letting me give up. For making me eat. She turned her head to look at him. Her eyes were warm. You are my partner, Vel. We survive together or we die together. That is how it works. He did not know what to say, so he said nothing. He just looked at the stars and thought about what had happened. A few hours ago, he had been certain they would die. Now, he had a full stomach and a plan for tomorrow. Humans were strange creatures. Terrifying creatures. But right now, he was very glad to know one. The fire died. The darkness came. But Vel was not afraid anymore. He closed his 4 eyes and slept. In his dreams. He saw Earth, a blue and green world full of creatures that had learned to eat anything. A world that had created beings like Hannah. He understood now why humans had spread across the galaxy so fast. Why they had colonies on every world. Why they feared nothing. They were survivors. And now, so was he. The night was cold. Vel sat on a rock and watched Hana work. He could not look away. What she was doing was terrible and beautiful at the same time. The dead beast lay on the ground. Hana had turned it on its back. Its 6 legs pointed at the sky. Its belly was open now. Hana's knife had cut a clean line from the throat to the tail. Inside, the creature was full of strange things. Organs that Vel had never seen before. Colors that made no sense. Blues and greens and purples. The smell was strong. Like metal and flowers and something rotten. Hana's hands were covered in blue blood. It dripped from her fingers. It stained her clothes. But she did not seem to care. She was focused. Her eyes never left her work. "This is the liver," she said. She held up a large purple organ. It was the size of her head. "See how it is darker than the other parts? That is because it is full of toxin. This is where the poison lives." Vel felt sick. "Put it down. Do not touch it." "I have to touch it," Hana said. "I have to remove it. If I leave it inside, the poison will spread into the meat." She placed the liver carefully on the ground, far away from the body. Then she went back inside the creature. "Here," she said. She pointed at 2 small sacs near the stomach. They were yellow and round. "These are the poison glands. They make the toxin. I need to take them out without breaking them. If they break, everything is ruined." Her hands moved slowly. So slowly, like she was touching something made of glass. Her fingers wrapped around the first sac. She pulled, gently. The sac came free. She set it aside. "One more," she whispered. The second sac was harder. It was stuck to something. Hana frowned. She moved her knife. Just a tiny cut. The sac came loose. She pulled it out and placed it next to the first one. "Done," she said. "The big dangers are out." But she was not finished. She reached into the creature's mouth. Her whole arm went inside. Vel made a sound of disgust. "What are you doing now?" "There is a sac behind the teeth," Hana said. "My grandfather told me about animals like this on Earth. Snakes, he called them. They have poison in their mouths. This creature is the same. I need to remove it." Her fingers found what she was looking for. She twisted and pulled. A small red sac came out. It was no bigger than an egg. But Vel knew it held enough poison to kill 100 creatures. His size. Hana threw it on the pile with the other parts. Then she wiped her hands on her pants. "Now we can cook," she said. "Cook?" Vel shook his head. "You still want to eat this thing? After seeing all that poison inside it?" "The poison is out now." "How do you know?" "How can you be sure?" Hana picked up her knife. She cut a piece of meat from the creature's leg. The meat was dark red, almost black. She held it up. "I do not know for sure," she admitted. "But my grandfather taught me something important. Fire kills most poisons. Heat changes them, makes them safe." "Most poisons," Vel said. "Not all. No, not all." Hana looked at him. "But I have to try. We have no other choice." She stood up and looked around. The jungle was dark. The stars above were strange. Different from Earth's stars. Different from any stars she knew. "I need wood," she said. "Dry wood. And stones. Round stones from the river." "There is a river nearby," Vel said. He had heard it earlier. The sound of water running over rocks. "I can hear it." "Good. Help me gather what I need." They worked together. Vel's legs still hurt, but he did his best. He collected fallen branches from the ground. Hana chose only the dry ones. the ones that would burn well. She taught him how to tell the difference. Dry wood was light. Wet wood was heavy. At the river, they found stones, round and smooth. Hannah picked them up and tested them. Some she kept, some she threw away. Why those stones? Val asked. River stones hold heat well, she said. When I put them in the fire, they will get very hot. Then I can use them to cook the meat evenly. Val did not understand everything, but he was starting to see that Hannah knew things. Strange things. Old things. Things that her people had learned long before they went to the stars. Back at the camp, Hannah built a fire. She used dry grass and small sticks first, then bigger sticks, then the large branches. She did not use any technology. No matches, no fire starter. Just 2 rocks that she hit together until sparks flew. The sparks caught the dry grass. A small flame appeared. Hannah bent down and blew on it gently. The flame grew. It spread to the sticks, then to the branches. Soon, there was a real fire burning. Vel felt the heat on his face. It was warm. It was nice. He had not realized how cold he was until now. Hannah placed the river stones in the fire. They need to get hot, she said. Very hot. This will take time. While the stones heated, Hannah went back to the creature. She cut the meat into smaller pieces. Not too small, not too big. She was careful with each cut. I need something to hold the meat over the fire, she said. Something that will not burn. She looked around. Near the trees, there was a plant with thick green stems. She tested one. It was wet inside, full of water. This will work, she said. She cut several stems and wove them together. She made a simple rack, something to hold the meat above the flames. The fire crackled. The stones glowed red. Hannah placed the meat on her rack. She held it over the fire. The flames licked the bottom of the meat. The smell changed. It went from raw and strange to something else. Something that made Vel's stomach make sounds. You are hungry, Hannah said. She was smiling a little. I am always hungry, Vel admitted. My species needs to eat often. Humans too. We get angry when we are hungry. We call it hangry. Vel did not understand the word, but he liked how she said it. The meat cooked slowly. Hannah turned it often. She wanted every part to feel the heat. The outside turned brown, then black in some spots. But she did not mind. She said the black parts were safe. The fire had killed everything bad in them. After a long time, she pulled the meat away from the fire. She set it on a clean rock. Steam rose from it. The smell filled the air. Hannah looked at the meat. Then she looked at Vel. This is the moment, she said. I am going to eat this. If I die, you will know it does not work. If I live, you can eat too. Vel felt something in his chest. Something tight. He did not want her to die. She was his partner, his friend, the only person he had left in the universe. Maybe you should not, he said. Maybe we should look for something else. Hannah shook her head. There is nothing else. You said it yourself. Everything on this planet is poison. If I can make this safe to eat, I can make anything safe to eat. She picked up a piece of meat. It was hot. She tossed it between her hands until it cooled a little. My grandfather would be proud, she said softly. He always said I was the best student. She put the meat in her mouth. Vel watched. His 4 eyes were wide. His hearts were beating fast. He counted the seconds. 1, 2, 4, 5. Hannah chewed. She swallowed. She took another bite. 10 seconds. 20 seconds. 30 seconds. She was still alive. How do you feel? Vel asked. Hannah chewed another piece. She thought about it. Good, she said. I feel good. She took another bite. And another. And another. She was not dying. She was eating. Vel could not believe it. A human had taken a creature full of death and turned it into dinner. The fire burned bright. The stars watched from above. And in the darkness of the alien jungle, Hana ate her kill. Tomorrow, she would teach Vel how to do the same, but tonight she would feast. The jungle was dark, even though the sun was up. The trees were so thick that light could not reach the ground. Hana walked slowly. She watched everything. Her eyes moved from left to right, up and down. She was looking for something. Vel walked behind her. His legs still hurt from the crash. Every step was painful. But he did not complain. He was too scared to complain. The jungle was full of sounds. Clicks and hisses and growls. Things were watching them. He could feel their eyes. Where are we going? He whispered. He was afraid to speak loud. Afraid something might hear him. Hunting, Hana said. She did not whisper. She was not afraid. Hunting for what? Food. Vel wanted to scream. He wanted to grab her shoulders and shake her. Food? There was no food here. Everything was poison. Did she not listen to him? Did she not understand? But he said nothing. He just followed her deeper into the jungle. Hana stopped walking. She bent down and looked at the ground. There was something there. A mark in the soft dirt. It was round and deep. Like something heavy had stepped there. What is that? Vel asked. A track, Hana said. Something big came through here. Not long ago. She touched the track with her fingers. She felt the edges. She smelled the dirt. Then she looked up at the trees. She was reading the jungle like a book. This way, she said. She started walking again. Faster now. Vel had to run to keep up. His legs burned. His chest hurt. But Hana did not slow down. She moved through the jungle like she belonged there. Like she had done this 1,000 times before. They walked for a long time. The sun moved across the sky. The shadows grew longer. Vel was tired. He was thirsty. He was scared. But Hana never stopped. She never rested. She just kept following the tracks. Then she stopped. She held up her hand. The sign to be quiet. Vel froze. He did not even breathe. Hana pointed ahead. Through the trees and a small clearing, there was something. Something big. Something alive. It was a creature unlike anything Vel had ever seen. It had 6 legs. Each leg was thick and strong. Its body was covered in hard plates, like armor. Its head was flat and wide, with 2 large black eyes on the sides. Its mouth was full of teeth. Yellow teeth. Sharp teeth. The creature was eating something. A smaller animal, maybe. It was too busy with its meal to notice them. That is an Exer beast, Vel whispered. His voice was shaking. Class 4 predator. Extremely dangerous. And extremely poisonous. Every part of its body contains deadly toxins. If you eat even a small piece, you will die in minutes. Hana looked at the creature. She studied it. The way it moved. The way it ate. The way it breathed. It is perfect, she said. Perfect? Vel could not believe what he was hearing. It will kill us. And even if we kill it first, we cannot eat it. The poison will destroy our organs. Did you hear nothing I said? Hana turned to look at him. Her eyes were calm. Too calm. I heard everything, she said. Now stay here and be quiet. Before Vel could say another word, Hana was gone. She moved through the trees without making a sound. She was like a ghost. Like a shadow. Like something that was not quite human. Vel watched her. His 4 eyes could see in the dark better than human eyes. He saw her pick up a long branch from the ground. He saw her use a sharp rock to make the end pointed. A spear. She had made a spear in seconds. The next beast was still eating. It did not know death was coming. Hana moved closer. Step by step. Inch by inch. She was patient. She was careful. She was a hunter. The beast lifted its head. It had smelled something. Its black eyes looked around. Its nose moved in the air. Hana stopped. She did not move. She did not breathe. She became a statue. Seconds passed. The beast went back to eating. It had not seen her. Hana moved again. Closer. Closer. She was almost there now. Close enough to touch it. Close enough to kill it. She raised the spear. Her arms were strong. Her aim was true. She had done this before. Long ago, on a different world. With her grandfather by her side, the spear flew through the air. It was fast. Faster than the beast could react. It hit the creature in the soft spot behind its head. The only spot not covered by armor. The spot where the spine met the skull. The beast made a sound. A terrible sound. A sound of pain and surprise and death. It tried to turn. It tried to fight. But its legs would not work anymore. The spear had done its job. The creature fell. Its 6 legs twitched. Its eyes rolled back. Then it was still. Hana walked up to the body. She pulled out the spear. Blood covered the tip. Strange blood. Blue blood. Poison blood. Vel came running. He could not believe what he had just seen. A human. A small human female. She had killed a Class 4 predator with a stick. A stick? How? He asked. He was almost crying again. How did you do that? Hana looked at him. She was not smiling now. She was serious. Humans hunted for 1,000,000 years, she said. We hunted animals that were bigger than us. Faster than us. Stronger than us. We killed them with rocks and sticks and fire. We did not have claws or fangs or poison. We had something better. What? Vel asked. Patience, Hana said. And a brain that never stops thinking. She looked down at the dead beast. Then she looked back at Vel. Now comes the hard part, she said. The hard part? What could be harder than killing this thing? Hana smiled. That dangerous smile again. Making it safe to eat. Vel shook his head. You cannot. I told you. Every part of this creature is toxic. The meat, the organs, the blood, everything. There is no way to make it safe. Hana pulled out a small knife from her belt. It had survived the crash. She was glad she always kept it on her body. My grandfather taught me many things, she said. He was a soldier, a survivor. He fought in wars. He got lost in jungles. He ate things that should have killed him. Oh, but he learned. He learned how to take poison and turn it into food. She knelt down next to the beast. She touched its armored skin. She felt its warmth. It was still warm. Good. Fresh meat was easier to work with. The poison in this creature is in certain parts, she said. The liver, the glands near the stomach, the sac behind the teeth. If I remove those parts carefully, without breaking them, the rest of the meat should be safe. Should be? Vel repeated. Should be is not good enough. You could die. Hana looked up at him. Her eyes were kind, but hard. I will die anyway if I do not eat, she said. At least this way, I have a chance. She raised her knife. Watch and learn, Vel. This is what humans do. We take things that want to kill us, and we eat them instead. The knife came down. Vel wanted to look away, but he could not. He watched as Hana began to cut open the beast. He watched as she found the poison parts. He watched as she removed them with the skill of a surgeon. He watched as she changed death into life. The sun went down. The stars came out. And in the darkness of the alien jungle, a human worked on her kill. She was not afraid. She was hungry. The ship was falling. Hannah could feel it in her bones. The metal floor shook under her feet. Red lights flashed everywhere. The alarm screamed so loud that she could barely think. "We are going down," Val shouted from the pilot's seat. His 4 eyes were wide with fear. His gray skin had turned pale. His long fingers moved fast over the controls, but nothing worked. The ship would not listen to him anymore. Hannah grabbed the metal bar above her head. She held on tight. Through the small window, she could see green. So much green. A jungle planet was rushing up to meet them. Trees that touched the clouds. Rivers that looked like silver snakes. It was beautiful. It was also going to kill them. "Hold on," Vel screamed. The ship hit the trees first. Branches broke like bones. The sound was terrible. Metal tore. Glass shattered. Hannah felt her body fly through the air. She hit something hard. Pain exploded in her shoulder. Then everything went black. When Hannah opened her eyes, she saw smoke. Gray smoke everywhere. She coughed. Her lungs burned. She was lying on the floor of the ship, but the floor was now a wall. The whole ship had turned on its side. She moved her arms first. They worked. Then her legs. They worked too. Her shoulder hurt badly, but she could move it. Nothing was broken. She was alive. "Val?" she called out. Her voice was weak. "Val, where are you?" She heard a sound. A soft moan. It came from somewhere behind her. Hannah pushed herself up. Her head was spinning. She used the broken seats to pull herself forward. Step by step. The smoke made it hard to see. She found Vel near the pilot's seat. He was trapped. A piece of metal had fallen on his legs. His 4 eyes looked up at her. There was pain in them, but also relief. "You are alive," he said. His voice was shaking. "I thought you were dead." "Not yet," Hannah said. She looked at the metal on his legs. It was heavy, but she could lift it. She bent down, grabbed the edge, and pulled. Her muscles screamed. The metal did not want to move. She pulled harder. Her face turned red. A sound came from her throat. Anger. Strength. The metal moved. Just a little. Then a little more. Finally, it fell to the side with a loud crash. Vel pulled his legs free. He looked at them. They were bruised and cut, but not broken. He could walk. That was good. They would need to walk. "We need to get out," Hannah said. "The ship might explode." Vel nodded. He did not argue. He knew she was right. They moved together toward the emergency door. It was stuck. Hannah kicked it once, twice, 3 times. On the 4th kick, it flew open. Fresh air rushed in. It smelled like flowers and rain and something else. Something strange. They climbed out of the broken ship. Hannah had to help Vel. His legs were weak. When they were far enough away, they turned to look at what was left of their home. The ship was destroyed. Half of it was buried in the ground. The other half was burning. Black smoke rose into the sky like a dark finger pointing at the stars. The stars they could no longer reach. "The supplies," Vel said. His voice was empty. "The food, the water, the medicine. It is all in there." Hannah watched the flames eat the ship. She watched their food turn to ash. She watched their water boil away into nothing. She watched their medicine melt. "We have nothing," Vel continued. His 4 eyes were wet now. Tears rolled down his gray cheeks. "We have nothing. We are going to die on this planet." Hannah said nothing. She just watched the fire. Around them, the jungle was alive. Strange sounds came from everywhere. Birds that did not sound like birds. Animals that did not sound like animals. The trees were so tall that she could not see the tops. The leaves were not green like earth leaves. They were purple and blue in colors she had no name for. Vel sat down on the ground. He put his head in his hands. His body shook. He was crying now. Really crying. "This planet is called Nexer 7, he said through his tears. "It is in the database. Do you know what the database says about it?" Hannah looked at him. She waited. "It says do not land. It says every creature here is toxic, poisonous. The plants are poison. The animals are poison. The water might be poison too. Nothing on this planet is safe to eat. Nothing." Hannah looked at the jungle. It looked back at her. 1,000 eyes hiding in the darkness between the trees. "We cannot call for help," Vel said. "The radio is gone. The beacon is gone. No one knows we are here. No one will come looking for us. We are going to starve to death on a planet full of food we cannot eat." Hannah walked away from him. She walked to the edge of the jungle. She stood there for a long time. The alien sounds surrounded her. The strange smells filled her nose. A small creature with too many legs ran across her boot. She did not move. Vel watched her. He did not understand humans. He had worked with Hannah for 2 years now. She was a good partner. Smart, strong, brave. But sometimes she did things that made no sense to him. Like right now. Why was she just standing there? "Hannah," he called out. "What are you doing?" She turned around. There was something different in her eyes now. Something that had not been there before. She did not look scared. She did not look sad. She looked hungry. "My grandfather used to tell me stories," she said. "Stories about the old times, when humans had nothing. No ships, no technology, no help from the stars. Just their hands and their brains and their hunger." Vel did not understand. "What does that have to do with anything?" Hannah smiled. It was a strange smile. A dangerous smile. "He told me that humans survived by eating things that wanted to kill them. We found ways. We always found ways. That is what made us human." She looked back at the jungle, at the darkness, at the poison hiding in every leaf and every creature. "This planet thinks it can kill us," she said. "It is wrong." Vel stared at her. He wanted to believe her. He wanted to believe that there was hope. But he had read the reports. He knew the science. This planet was a death sentence. "You cannot eat poison," he said. "Even humans cannot do that." Hannah did not answer. She just kept smiling that dangerous smile. Then she walked into the jungle. After a moment, Vel got up and followed her. He did not know why. Maybe because he had no other choice. Maybe because something in her voice made him believe. The jungle swallowed them whole.